Hey, Mike, I'm looking in your workflow now and I see the problem. I'm looking in the conditional and I don't know what I was thinking. I have two things that were misconfigured here. The first is I added the appropriate tag, but it was looking for this tag, lead to trial S membership purchase. Excuse me. Let me just tell you what our tag naming convention means. If it has a H, it means it's historical, like that. That's just telling what has happened at some point. S means status, which it can only have one status at a time. And while it's reasonably safe to say that this is the last status, like they progress to membership purchase, then there would be no further status in lead trial. Um, you could always change that, and you could have like reach this level as a member or something, and then that status would change. The status isn't a very good one to look for, except in certain conditions where you want them at a point in time. A historical tag makes more sense because if they've ever received this tag, it means they purchased a membership, and this tag will never go away, where the status tag might go away. Now, you had talked about applying paying member. That's a T. That's a different thing altogether. That's a trigger tag. And trigger tags by design are only meant to trigger an automation and then go away. By design, we immediately delete any trigger tag as soon as it accomplishes its purpose. That would allow it to work as a trigger again in the future. So you wouldn't want to use a trigger tag for where you were thinking there. But the historical tag will be a good one. But at the end of the day, this should have worked, except because I see in the membership record his client type is member, but we have the rule misapplied to client status. And I think when we put this together, we were just kind of rolling out the client type, and so I wasn't thinking clearly. So I'm going to change this to client type, and I'm going to say contains because when they're a new member for one day, it'll say new member. Now, if the client type contains member, uh, oh wait, let's see. We want to. I'm paying more attention here. That this only passes if all these things are not true. We want does not contain. Pay attention to the details. Has to pass all of these to be able to go through. So if it fails on any one of these, it will not happen. So now we're looking for, does it include MB first time? And does it also include, or does it not include this purchase membership? Does it not contain member? Does it not contain intro? And does it not contain drop? Probably don't need these last two, but they don't hurt anything. So it's a pretty hard one to get through if they're a member. And this should work. Let's see. I didn't even scroll down before. Okay, so this is the alternate way they could get in here if they canceled their first class. And this is reasonably narrow. It should work okay. If it has these tags, it means they did just cancel. Um, so I think you're safe with these rules. Sorry for the misconfig on the minor one on the tag and then the glaring one on this custom field being status instead of type. But you should be good. I'm just curious now. I'm going to see if he has a purchase membership tag. If so, that would have worked. He does not. So bear with me. I'm going to go and look at your rules, and we'll make sure that's added. It looks like he did purchase, maybe, or maybe he purchased in the past, and that's why we don't have that tag. But at the end of the day, this client type should be the most effective filter rule. But let's just take a quick look and see what happens in your purchase workflow. Here we go. Purchase. Okay. Number. We're not adding the tag, so I'm just going to do this. You can see it. If you don't like this, you can get rid of it. Um, Apply both the historical and the status tag. I'm also going to add this trigger. Contact change, and specifically if I change to new member, this will happen automatically if they purchase the items that you have indicated are a membership item in your in your your MB Sync interface. It will work by default. It's set to whatever you define as memberships in mind body, but you can remove some of those in the MB Sync interface. So this won't hurt anything, but it might help catch some in case you ever have a product not named member. Okay, yeah, that should work. So we got a couple ways to trigger this, and then they come through, change the opportunity, add the tag. This is a good improvement, and this should help. All right, sorry this is so long, but hopefully it's helpful.